So we're going to get into the story that happened in Greenville, South Carolina regarding a parent that was taking up for her son. She believes that he was being bullied. This story is in the USA Today if you want to follow along. And I'm going to read a little bit just to give you some background. And it says, frustrated by what she believes was bullying of her third grade son, Jamie Rathburn entered Greenbrier Elementary School and emotionally confronted his classmates. She left the scene and was arrested 3 days later, charged with disturbing schools, and booked into the Greenville County Detention Center before being released on a bond, according to a police report. She said she regrets her actions, but she remains concerned about bullying of her son and other children. She says she's disappointed in the Greenville County School District's response. And the Greenville County Sheriff's Office said the deputies were made aware of the May 17 incident after Rathburn posted a video, a 6-minute, 44-second video rant on Facebook. Rathburn admitted on video that she snuck into the school and confronted the classmates, the kids, that she assumed that they're 9 years old.
Typical age, third grade.
So what do you think about that? Because, I mean, parents, I know you want to take up for your kids and everything, but that's a bit much.
Well, here's the thing. She deliberately went against the school policy you're supposed to have signed in and all this, whatever. So she snuck in, but they were familiar with her. So I guess they didn't kind of think of anything of it. And so then she was able to go into the classroom and go off on those kids. You know, so she wasn't sure which child was the one that was bullying her kids. So she went off on all of them.
Oh my goodness.
Now, here's the thing. Had that situation happened, it could have escalated because, you know, those kids that she was going off got mamas, you know, and auntie sisters and all that, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, I understand that you're saying that, you know, your child's being bullied and, you know, he's suffering from, you know, a mental condition due to this, you know, bullying, which is depression. But there's a certain way in which you should conduct yourself. Now, but at the same time, as a mom, you know what I'm saying, she may have just been at her wits, you know, like, you can only say so much to authorities and school personnel, and nothing's getting done, and so you decided you want to take matters into your own hand. But that obviously could have went completely away for her, and not just a charge. And the only reason why she got to charge, honestly, it seems to me, is because she put a video on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody else was saying anything.
Who does that? Oh my goodness.
But then again, it was during the day, so you know the kids probably couldn't wait to get home to tell their mama and them.
Okay.
So, because had it been my kid, I've been up there first thing smoking. Hold up.
But I mean, the article didn't really give too much background, but I kind of think that she really didn't follow protocol, because the article at least would have put some reference, or she would have said, you know, I followed and they didn't, or I confronted, you know, principal or whoever, and they didn't do anything.
Right.
So I'm thinking that that omission of that information leads me to believe, I might be wrong, but it leads me to believe that she just went down there and just
took it into her own hands. She was like, I ain't telling nobody, I'm sick of this, I'm not going to do nothing or whatever, so let me go ahead and check these kids.
I mean, but parents, come on. I mean, you got to follow protocol.
You have to follow protocol.
Follow procedures, call the teacher and let them know, listen, I need to talk to you, or administrator, or even take it to the principal. You feel like it's not being addressed.
Have a paper trail that you did take the initiatives or whatever, but this is never okay. You know what I'm saying? You run up into some classroom, whatever, to go off with some children. And so that's never okay. What you should have did was, you know, your kid should have told you who it was, and then you could have asked for like a meeting with that child's parent. Exactly. You know, that's what you check the parent. You don't check the child. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how you get your behind whooped.
If you're gonna go to jail, then both of y'all need at least go to jail with the other parent, boo. Okay.
You're gonna go to war with some 9-year-olds.
Okay.
You know, you looking like a bully yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're bullying some 9-year-olds or whatever. You're trying to check them behind your child. Now, on the flip side of it, you know, the children that were bullying them, you know, their parents need to be checked too. Listen, it's not okay for your child to pick out other people's kids. It's not okay for your child to put your hands on other people's children. That's never okay. It's not like, you know what I'm saying, I can just, your child's there to go to school to learn, not to be picked on because they don't have the latest fashion or they talk a certain way or whatever scenario may be, or teacher's pet. Oh, I used to be called that. I hate that. But anyways, you know, so I just, you know,
teacher's pet.
So, anyways, so you know, the children that are being, you know, are the bullies, they need to be checked too. But
you know, the kids will never learn. The kids and their parents will never learn how to correct their kids, and the kids won't never learn how to, you know, the correct behavior if you don't confront it properly.
Right.
If you just go off and act out of the norm, out of policy, out of, you know, what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to handle it, then you're gonna look like you're crazy.
Right.
And they're not gonna learn any kind of lesson about behavior. In fact, they're gonna learn from your behavior how not to get caught.
That parent was like, I'm running up on these kids, I'm pulling up. She said she's pulling up on these 9-year-old kids. You're not gonna pick on my baby today. So
that's what I recommend, because, you know, I had an incident with my daughter, and it was handled. I mean, it was real quick, and, you know, just one word, really. And
what was the word?
Stop. It was one word, and the teacher was already aware of everything. It didn't even have to go to the point where we had to have a meeting with the parents, because everyone was made aware, and it was, I mean, it just went away like that. It was a change of behavior.
Well, unfortunately, that's not what happens in all scenarios. That's a good one, because my child also had a bout of being bullied. And unfortunately, I was that parent. I'm like, listen, if he can't keep his hands on you, next time he put his hands on you, you know what I'm saying, put your hands on him. And so that's what he did. They both ended up getting suspended. You know, but at that point, I'm like, I didn't care, because I told the principal, I went to the chain of command, you know, and sometimes that doesn't work. So I'm like, listen, sometimes you got to handle it yourself. You're not his punching bag. Tell him, don't put your hands on my child, period.
I mean, well, sometimes they have to take care of things themselves, because you know how they say, a bully's a bully once you fight back. When you fight back, the moment you fight back, that bully will leave you alone because he know he's not going to mess with you again. He know you're going to stand up for what you believe, or you're not going to push over.
Right.
That's the whole point of you being a pushover. So sometimes the kids do have to handle it on their own. But if it doesn't work out or what have you, this is what I would do personally, because you know how strategic and analytical I am. Yes, I am. But anyway, I would, if that doesn't work, I would go all the way up to the principal, have my documentation every conversation, and if that doesn't work, and with the kids' parents, I will file a complaint with the school board. And I would have everybody's name and every incident, every conversation in that file, in that report. Because not only that, and my kid will be in counseling too, because there's no way I'm going to let my child be emotionally damaged by this incident.
Right.
So I'm going to take care of me and my child. Well, I'm going to make sure all bases are covered.
Suicide rate.
So when we go to court and sue you, we got all the paperwork, boo.
Right. Because suicide rates are all-time high, you know what I'm saying, for the children or whatever, due to bullying. And so depression, anxiety. Listen, they don't have any type of bills. They shouldn't have any type of worries. You know what I'm saying? Their thing is to go to school. They shouldn't have to fear going to school because Johnny over here, you know, or Susie over here is picking on them. You know, it's not cool. And if your child is the one being bullied, being a bully, you need to check your child. You know what I'm saying? Because let me tell you something. These days, they're not playing anymore. They're coming to school with knives. They come to school with guns, you know, razor blades, all that, whatever. These kids are not playing anymore. I saw this thing going around the internet. It's like a comb. But actually, at the top of it is a knife.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there's a lot of things that the kids are carrying nowadays or whatever. So I'm just kind of like, you know, it's not, oh, well, you know, kids will be kids. No, kids will not be kids. You know what I'm saying? Because they're being taught, like, you defend yourself. And unfortunately, you know, they can play, oh, self-defense.
I mean, yeah, you might have to put them in self-defense and counseling because, again, you have to protect when a child is so vulnerable when they're growing up. I mean, it's a different ball game when you become an adult, but when they're growing up, that's the development stage.
Right.
So you have to protect that emotional aspect, and you have to build their self-esteem and let them know, look, this kid is minor. He's nothing to you, but you have to let him know that emotionally you're better than that. You're not the person that's going to be a pushover either.
Right.
So I'm gonna get you karate training.
Karate training. There's boxing. Anything that has something to do with some type of physical, like your self-defense, even self-defense classes, do something or whatever, because once they deem you as being a pushover, they're going to continue to try
Exactly.
it. So you got to stop that, right? You got to nip that right in the bud.
And then also I've seen some comments where they would say, I don't recommend this only in if it's an extreme situation. But the reason I don't recommend you changing schools is because your child, won't learn how to stand up for himself.
Right.
Your child won't learn how to have that inner strength also.
Right.
So you have to do twofold. You got to do the spiritual, the emotional, and you got to do the outward. You have to have that be able to fight your way through sometimes, unfortunately.
Right.
But if you change schools, you're just showing him that, you opting the easy way out, and you're not really taking care of the root cause of the situation.
And then when you go to the next school, it's probably going to be the same scenario where you're going to keep changing schools. You can't keep running, you know what I'm saying, all your life. You got to stand up, stand up to your fear. That's the only way you can adequately conquer it.
So I just want to, bring this to your attention because you guys, I know it's a lot of parents out there that's dealing with the same thing with their kids being bullying, or your child might be the bully. So either way, you need to get counseling, especially if your child's a bully. They got it from somewhere.
Right.
Okay. So I want you guys to leave a comment down below and let us know your experiences, because again, we can all learn from each other.
Right.
Here's our empowerment tip for today. Surround yourself with positive people.
Yes.
This is what I say. You know the old saying, you are the company that you keep? That is so true. I mean, you may have an attitude naturally in life to, excel and exceed, go after your dreams, go after your goals. But once you get around certain people,
right,
and you're always around them, and they are, let's say they have an attitude that's like, well, what's the rush?
Debbie Downers.
I have plenty of time to do this. And all of a sudden, you'll find yourself saying the same thing, what's the rush? I have plenty of time to do this. Right. Procrastinating.
Right.
So again, you are the company that you keep. So try to hang around positive people, upbeat, energetic people.
Goal setters, innovators, movers, shakers. Hang around those people that shine light into to your surroundings, to shine light into your goals and your dreams, and actually will help you, And remember, you will not dim your light by lighting somebody else's. Okay, so it's food out here for everyone to eat. So be positive, hang around positive people. Be the example that you want to set. Go for your goals, go for your dreams. A no is a yes to you. Remember that. This is our empowerment tip for today. Welcome back. we're going to be talking about an article on Healthline called 8 Ways to Keep Your Kidney Healthy. Now, some people don't know, but the kidney is a vital organ. And if you don't know where it's located at the bottom of your rib by your spine on both sides, okay? Now, your kidney, it regulates your vitamin D and also your pH balance. So, and high blood pressure. Now, here's some things that, some tips that we can give you, whatever, in order how to keep it healthy. First, you want to stay fit. Aerobics is a good way to stay fit. There's water aerobics. There's acrobatics. That's a way to stay fit.
I mean, well, you don't have to do marathons. You can do just simple exercise daily, like walking, jogging. You don't have to run like a whole sprint.
Right. You don't have to be. You don't have to be a runner.
I read somewhere if you just walk like 30 minutes a day or more, you know, that's a good exercise to get in your day.
Right. And you also want to control your blood sugar. Now, this is not just for people with diabetes. This is also for everyone. So, you know that little term when you eat too much or whatever and you start getting sleepy, aka itis? Well, it's actually your body working overtime to break down the extra sugars that it has in your body. So it's not really good, you know, but so therefore when you get like that, it means that you need to change what you're eating.
Mm-hmm.
Another way that you need to do is you need to check your blood pressure. Make sure that you check your blood pressure regularly with your doctor and make sure that the levels are high. You shouldn't have a high top number and a high bottom number. Houston, we have a problem. Also, another way that drink plenty of fluids, you know, and not alcohol. Okay, some people are like, yo, I drink a whole bunch of alcohol, you know, and actually white alcohol is sugar. It converts right into sugar. Mm-hmm. So talk about waters, and if you're gonna, some people don't like the flavor of water. Well, if you just put like fruit in your water, that will help you, you know, be satisfied. And so stay away from like carbonated drinks like Gatorades and, you know, all the sports, you know, saying things. Listen, I'm guilty. Red Bull. Stay away from this too.
And then also, if you can follow along, again, it's healthline.com. As far as the blood pressure, it says here that a healthy blood pressure reading is 120/80, and pre-hypertension is between that point and 139/89. So lifestyle and they recommend the dietary changes may help lower your blood pressure at this point. So just keep an eye on that. They have those little blood pressure monitors you can buy at Walmart or, you know, Walgreens or Target, what have you.
They even have that machine.
And you can check it every day just to stay on top of it and make sure, you know, just in case you overate that day or whatever, you want to check it, and then maybe like drink a lot of water and take it easy the rest of the day.
Your kids got on your
exercise
nerves
too.
Oh, your kids got on your nerves, and it'll raise up your raise up your blood pressure. So you want to calm that down too.
Yeah, so that goes into the other number 4, where it says monitor your weight and eat a healthy diet. Because remember, like Tomeka said, your body, your kidneys is trying to digest all of that. It's trying to, it really takes away all of the toxins out of your body and breaks everything down. But if you have a lot of junk in there and don't help your body out by exercising, so it's going to be really hard for your kidneys.
Right. So your kidneys are working overtime. So we want to try to avoid that. Also, no smoking, okay, of any kind. The vapor, the nicotine,
no cannabis, no,
none of that cannabis. I mean, you can get started with cannabis though if you want cannabis. You know what I'm saying? Make it work for you. But don't smoke. Don't be around smoke, secondhand smoke, any of that. You know, because it all gets to your lungs. I read where sometimes the person that's getting secondhand smoke has worse lungs than the person who's actually smoking a cigarette. And so I'm like, ooh, man, you know, like, how can this happen? But it happens. So, you know, if your friends or your significant other smoke, stay away.
Yeah, and this is what it says as far as smoking. This is what it does to your body.
Mm-hmm.
It says that smoking damages your body's blood vessels, meaning that it will harden those vessels and
Mm-hmm.
it leads to slower the blood flow throughout your body
Mm-hmm.
and to your kidneys. So if your kidneys is not getting any blood to work, it's not going to function properly.
Right. And then, us women sometimes when we get, and men get them too, UTIs. Now, untreatable UTIs can give you a kidney infection. I know from personal experience with one of my children, a UTI. It was treated, but she was given the wrong medication. And so, therefore, it caused her to get a kidney infection. And ultimately, she had to get emergency surgery. Her fever was at 103 degrees. And so, was I upset? Absolutely. Watching throwing up and can't, hold it. So, yeah, you want to treat, UTI. Don't just let it burn.
Okay. And then number 7, it says be aware of the amount of OTC over the counter
Oh,
pills that they
yes.
take.
Especially ibuprofen, when you have to take them like regimen. I know that like Bayer, people take for regimens for like heart attacks and strokes and stuff. But like ibuprofen and something like that also strips your inside. So if you're taking it as a regimen, be mindful of that too, because that can also destroy your kidneys.
And then it also, if you're taking over the counter medicine, this is just me, okay? This is at healthline.com, but this is just personally me. This is how I feel. If you're taking over the counter medicine on a regular basis for pain, you might need to go to the doctor and
Right.
figure out what is wrong, because it's something is causing that. And self-medication for so long, it's not going to work for so long. You know what I mean? So not only are you damaging your kidneys by, hardening your blood vessels, and it is not treating whatever is causing the pain.
Right.
So you want to take care of that. I highly recommend
Right.
that you go see your doctor, do your blood work and everything, and just figure out what is going on.
Right. Stop masking the pain. Yeah, going to a doctor is expensive, especially when you don't have insurance. However, you taking over the counter medications to mask the pain instead of actually figuring out what's going on, it's actually hurting you more than it's helping you. So they have free clinics. They have I think I saw like some type of vans and stuff, like sometimes they go around or whatever and provide same services and stuff like that. So just look it up in your local community and see what's out there, because health is your number one priority.
Exactly.
Without your health, you actually have nothing. There's nothing that you can do.
Exactly. Amen to that, because we do a lot of research and we want to exceed and have abundance and prosperity, but what good is the money if you're no longer here?
Right. Absolutely. You can't bury me with my money. So, you could, but I wouldn't recommend it.
So the last point, number 8, it says have your kidney function tested if you're at a high risk, meaning if you have diabetes,
Obese,
if
over
you
60,
have high blood pressure,
mm-hmm.
you want to regularly test the function of your kidney, and your doctor can help you with that.
Right. And if you have like a family history, of high blood pressure, you want to go get that checked as well. A lot of things that we have are hereditary,
Mm-hmm.
and especially if you're adopted and stuff, sometimes you don't know, what's hereditary and what's not hereditary. So therefore, just go ahead and get a check. It's wiser to know than to try to assume and guess. Especially when you start having children, they ask you a whole bunch of questions,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to know the answers to those.
Exactly.
So they can make sure they can monitor you correctly and put you on any type of medications, or holistics. Holistic, that's a good way too. So you also have to take medication if you're holistic. I personally will go the natural route. No,
I would say use it for preventive measures.
right,
Like if you have family history and you just want to keep yourself in check as far as kidney failure or your high blood pressure, whatever. If you're not to that point, but you're middle age or what have you, I would do that as preventive
opposed to when you actually have
But
it.
if you're diagnosed with actual kidney failure or high blood pressure or whatever, I don't know about self-medicating with the holistic. That's between you and your doctor. I'm just saying, me personally, I wouldn't do it after being diagnosed. Just that.
Right.
So, but that's up to you.
Right.
However you feel.
Well, these are our tips on how to have a healthy kidney.
Thank you for watching the Temia and Tomeka show, and be sure to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and our YouTube channel, and continue to watch us every Sunday at 4 p.m.